I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna do it. All right? I'm gonna do it. Kurt Cobain was a spun-out geek who faked intellectualism, and I'm sorry, he was an average guitar player, and he didn't live a life sad enough to warrant blasting himself in the face, folks. I'm sorry, it's just true. He's one of those most glazed and overrated musicians of all time. He's the River Phoenix of the music world. I've been saying that for a long time. A star that, like, he burned brighter than average, for sure, but then he crashed into the sea, and before accomplishing really anything that was really, like, extreme, you know what I mean? He had a kid that he left behind, but that's how important is that? Anyway, how's that daughter, Frances, Kurt? You know what I mean? I bet she's doing great. He says, actually, here, I have his letter, actually, right at the end here, he says, please keep going, Courtney, for Frances, for her life, which will be much happier without me. I love you. I love you. By the way, yeah, rare case where he might have been right. I don't know. No one needs to see Daddy in a haze on the couch. You know what I mean? He overdosed repeatedly. It's not as though he was, like, desperate to stay in the world, guys, let's be honest. I don't know. He overdosed repeatedly. He clearly wanted to go. I think he hated us as, like, the people who listen to his music as much as he hated life and himself. I'm tired of latchkey kids and millennials saying that this guy was the best thing since sliced bread. You bunch of slackers. The teachers were right about you kids back in the 90s. Straight slackers. I'm sorry, you bunch of slackers. Quit doing heroin. It's bad for you. And go inside, quit wash off the mud. I know that the 90s were fun, but listen to Andrea Bocelli. Like, I'm trying to give some culture. Quit listening to long-haired idiots crooning into mics. His drummer ended up going to Foo Fighters. I'm pretty sure everything turned out all right in the end. Learning to walk again. That's a great song. Where do I begin? You know what I mean? I believe I've waited long enough. Where do we all begin today, folks? I know. How about the fact that Kurt Cobain's suicide back in 1994, a defining moment for what I like to call the slacker generation, it is now being re-examined as a homicide? What? I said, you're making me sound like Kyle's mom. I only grew up ever hearing that he blasted himself in the face because Courtney Love didn't love him enough. But apparently that was a lie.
A new independent investigation has raised doubts about the official account of Kurt Cobain's death, challenging the suicide ruling and citing evidence of a forced heroin overdose. More than 3 decades after the beloved rock star and Generation X icon's death shook the music world, a forensic team has presented a peer-reviewed paper with evidence claiming that Cobain may have been confronted by one or more assailants, possibly given a heroin overdose to incapacitate him and then shot in the head.
No way.
The report also claims that the shotgun found in his hands was allegedly placed in his arms. The latest investigation comes after a 1998 documentary by Nick Broomfield titled Kurt and Courtney ran with his theories, investigating the tragic death and claiming that murder could not be ruled out.
Dang.
Since then, there has been persistent conjecture.
Well, okay, like, why would you kill him? I mean, you'd get a lot if you guys were married. Was Courtney Love and him married? I'm sorry, my Gen X knowledge is not that deep. What was Kurt and Courtney married? Was Kurt and Courtney married? God, I ask that like a real American. Yes, Kurt and Courtney were married. They tied the knot officially February 24th, 1992 in an intimate ceremony on Waikiki Beach in Honolulu, Hawaii. Love was pregnant with their daughter, Frances Bean Cobain. What a middle name. Bean? The couple remained married for the next 2 years up until Cobain's death. You know, I'm gonna say it, and it's a satirical show, so I can get away with saying a lot of shit. That's how I've been getting away with my Nancy Guthrie story claims, because admittedly, we all know it's a massive distraction. I think maybe, I don't know, did Courtney Love do this? I don't think she may have organized it, but we're allowed to make theories about P. Diddy potentially sliming people out. We're allowed to make theories about Suge Knight and other folks in the rap music game, and I'm just gonna say it. I think it's racist, quite frankly. If we're not going to apply the same logic that, hey, people in the music industry can kill each other, if we don't apply that same logic to strung out white people from Seattle, if we don't apply that same logic to them that we do to black artists, I think it's kind of ridiculous to not, like, come on, like, guys, let's get real, okay? Our black brothers and sisters, our white neighbors, as we like to say. They are like, you know what I mean? They are a lot more similar than we'd like to admit. They will they'll kill their spouses for a settlement. I think that's just true, and a lot of people don't want to admit that. But it's a thing that I think the music industry, it attracts a lot of these folks. I think.
Cobain had been murdered, with conspiracy theories citing a supposedly tampered suicide note. Authorities have, however, refused to reopen the case despite mounting evidence and public scrutiny. The Nirvana frontman and grunge legend was found dead in his apartment on 5 April 1994 at the age of 27.
27.
His cause of death was ruled to be a self-inflicted shotgun wound to the face. Damn. As Cobain had been wrestling with drug abuse and depression for years.
Oh, he was born in 1967. Oh, I love how life just works out that way. Anyways, yeah, Kurt Cobain, from the limited research that I've done, like I said, I looked into his, I watched, it was a brief summation of his life, like things that we knew about him from early childhood. He was kicked around a lot, you know what I mean, in the sense where he didn't have a lot of stability. Oh my God, but I will give him shit for one thing. He was one of those whiny fucks that went ahead and like, he didn't have a mother and a father who stuck together, and then he proceeded to complain the rest of his life for that they were not like other families, man. Why couldn't they just be like typical families? I think that was his exact words, typical families. But actually, the divorce rate at the time that his parents had been separating was 50%. So if anything, you could argue he was a product of a typical family at the time. And I never understood that. Your parents are going to make the choices that they do. Come on, just knock it off, grow up, don't bitch about it. It's going to happen. You know what I mean? People make their shitty choices, and eventually we're all going to fade away. And then guess what? You're probably going to outlive your parent. So you're probably going to be able to redefine their legacy however you'd like, but with the stories that you tell about them. So you will win in the end. Don't worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen,